Every day I scroll AI Twitter, I see more and more sales bots or AI fine-tuned to help in some part of the sales process for businesses of all kind. And it just seems like something that all business owners could benefit from and are really looking for, and whoever figures out what that ChatGPT equivalent of a sales bot looks like is looking at tens of millions of users in an instant. And, just some of the ones that I've seen in the last 24 hours scrolling Twitter would be, Robin AI, this one, your new outbound sales agent. And another one here, sales robot. Really, this is the first part of the sales process, it seems, that AI bots are tackling, which is the cold email, the outreach, the outbound sale. This is vastly different from a customer coming to your website and being attracted by, what you have to offer, then reaching out to you. No, outbound is, hey, I have a list of 500 people who might be customers. Let me delight them with a cold email. They don't know who I am. And let me see if I can actually get some interest from them and start building rapport and hopefully sell them our services one day. And so outbound seems like the most natural fit for these AI bots because they can craft emails, right? And they can figure out something about this person and delight them in a small way. I'll show you a quick example of how GPT-4 has been fine-tuned with a tool to help with the outbound sales. This is a video I saw on Twitter, and check it out.
Someone created a ChatGPT Google Sheets extension, and I wondered, how can we use this to make job searching and networking easier? I asked ChatGPT to give me 10 clean tech startups and their CEOs. Then I asked ChatGPT to write me a 2-sentence description for each of these companies, using the cells over there. And then I just dragged that same command down, and it came up with these descriptions. Then I asked ChatGPT to write me a LinkedIn connection message to all of those CEOs. And then I realized I know nothing about clean tech, so I need a coffee chat question. So I asked ChatGPT to give me a question based on the CEO. And I dragged that prompt down like an Excel function. And I came up with this Excel sheet that tells me who to contact, how to contact them, and a question for them. Here's the extension again. It's free, not sponsored. I just saw this.
So yeah, as you can see, this is a way to very quickly come up with a bunch of leads, but then also figure out what's the opening message, what's the intro message to get them intrigued, right? And that's, I feel like, very much level one or phase one of just sales bots in general. Q sent me a video that really looks at what's the future of this.
All right, so let's say I'm starting a new company and I want to get into the AI craze. Chatbots as a service. It's not going to be for me. AI, researching, not going to be for me on the LLM side. And if I were to do it, this is what I would do. I would go in, I would build either a small LLM or one large LLM, and I would only train it on sales data. And I would get that data from email. I would get that data from conversations, like phone conversations. I would get that data from videos. I would mine all these different data sources, and I would build a very strong LLM that gave me some type of confidence as to what a salesperson already does. And so it would create prompts. It would create things that would just reach out to people and try to get them to buy things. And so I would have sales bots as a service. And I think that these chatbots are actually really, really, really well positioned to do this.
I think what Q's getting at here is training an LLM to understand sales techniques, how you warm up a lead, right? So it's not so abrasive and just feels like a chatbot, like, oh, what's your problem? Oh, we have these solutions. That's not ever going to really close people. And so, what Q's getting at is train an LLM to understand the sales techniques that work, generally speaking, for your product. So learning off of previous sales, previous email back and forths, maybe even phone conversations, perhaps recorded phone conversations could also train it, but really trying to understand the broad sales technique, but then what works for your company. Let's train a sales bot to do the first, half of that sales process and then hand it off to the human sales representative when they feel like, oh, this person understands generally, we're at the point where they might need to make a decision. Let me come in and Jordan Belfort it, which, speaking of which, I could totally see branded sales bots coming into play eventually. From that movie, we view him as one of the premier salesmen of our time. Whether or not you think his techniques are the right way to sell or not, that's up to you. But clearly he was good at selling people. He sells sales courses now, and I could totally see someone doing what Q has said and then branding it as like the Belfort sales bot or something. And that way you feel like, oh wow, we're getting Jordan Belfort to sell for us. So cool. So I could totally see that happening very, very soon. I think also an interesting segue out is even just using AI to help train your salespeople. This Second Nature I found is just that. It's a sales training platform where basically the AI can act as either the customer or the sales representative and just building those soft skills of selling. Really liked this guy on a totally different front. Let's check out this video real quick.
So let's take a look at a use case for this. So first thing for this one is I exported all of the reviews for the Boomstick Rose Nude. And so what I did was I took 125 at a time and I copied them. I pasted those reviews into ChatGPT. I said, hey, I'm going to copy and paste a bunch of reviews for the product Boomstick Rose Nude. I want you to read the reviews and answer some questions about the product for me. So then I pasted 125 at a time until I had a couple thousand reviews in here. I said, okay, based on all the reviews I uploaded, give me 5 reasons why people purchase this product. Versatility. Many reviewers appreciate the Boomstick Rose Nude can be used on both lips and cheeks. This is a product resale. So you can get really, really, really good insight about your products. So I can keep iterating until I have like a pretty damn good pre-sale here.
Very intriguing way that you can actually just use ChatGPT for sales right now. I really like that use case because what you're doing is, like I said, you're taking data that is around sales that is very, very personal to your business and gleaning insights and saying, hey, I think we can replicate this. We can replicate these same reasons why people are buying our product. And yeah, that I think is powerful in and of itself. How long until we actually have sales bots selling on our behalf and getting all the way from, this person doesn't know us to this person bought our product? That might be some time, but I think what we're going to see is it slowly take, let's take over the outreach. Then it can take over, the part where you delight them. And, there's a lot of different steps along the way before it totally becomes the Belfort sales bot that everyone's looking for. But, I think in the meantime, there's just a lot of fun that can be had on that front. And I realize that I've kind of thrown a lot at you as far as AI and sales and where I think it's going, but also where it's at today. If you want all the links that I discussed here, check out the link right down in the description. That's going to have curated links of everything here, as well as just a little bit more juice. And where that link is going to take you is over to everydays.wtf. It's a journal that I work on with Q Harris and Terry, where every day we're asking ourselves, what's the future? And we're looking at different tech trends and figuring out, hey, how can we get ahead of this so that in 3 years we're on the front end and not scrambling to try and catch up, if you will. And, we have a ton of notes about generative AI, if that's kind of up your alley. It's dozens. I think we just maybe crossed over 100, but it goes on forever. We have this is the technology of our time that we all need to pay attention to. And guess what? Some people have been paying attention to it for longer than others. That's all I've got today on AI in sales. And hey, if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe and notification bell down below. I have one of these videos coming out every single day where just going to give you a small little insight into what I'm seeing of where the future's headed and what I think you should be looking into to stay ahead of that future. So thanks for tuning in today, and until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.